always, flowing from the survival scrolls. I am your gracious host, Mr. Bobby Shades, and this is Bridging Fears. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you racism. Let's go. So, family, horrible tragedy. Let me break this down a little bit. Horrible tragedy in the United States. Horrible tragedy what happened in Buffalo. Horrible tragedy what happened in Milwaukee. Horrible tragedy what happens in Chicago. Horrible tragedy all over, but we will concentrate on Buffalo. It's not a race baiting video clip. It's not to put down white people. It's not to put down black people. It's to put down ideologies that stem from fear. Fear of what? Now, mind you, personally, I have a great many white people in my life. Good white people. Good white folks. And there are good black people. Good black folks. Good. We should cancel out Tucker Carlson. Got this whole ideology on what is it, replacement theory. Help me out, family, for those of who know what this new phrase, this new catchphrase, this new terminology of, you know, replacing and whatever. You ever look at Tucker Carlson and when he speaks he's like autistic looking? Yeah, I'm a little angry about this because I saw the video clip. I saw it. The minute that young man came out of that scum of the earth, came out of his car, he just started blasting. I've seen, there's a site that I used to go to. I don't know, my own sadomasochistic fetish. I used to look at it. It didn't really bother me. Things breaking, arm breaking, leg breaking, that bothers me. But death, murder, that bothered me. But this right here, and the New Zealand one, that bothered me too. I saw that. Horrible. Punk. Little punk. Won't go out, won't go in the hood. You pick areas where no one's gonna fight back. That's what you do. Then again, most of them do this anyway. You know, most of them do it anyway. Anyway, let me get on the topic. Racism. Can it stop? Will it stop? From the days of the Bible, how my mind works. Is it supposed to be there? Because it's from the days of the Bible. The Bible talks about racism. The Bible talks about the Egyptians and the Israelis. You know, depiction of slavery in the Ten Commandments. Let me bring this back. Depiction of it. So can it stop? Will it stop? I don't know. Everyone fights. Let's bring down the statues. Everyone fights. Let's change the name of the Cleveland Indians. There are other subtle ways, other subtle existence of it. Family, I want you guys to look up the New York City police logo. Look at it. On the, well, if you're facing it, on the left side is a man with a whip. And on the right side is an Indian with a bow. And in the middle is an eagle or some sort of powerful flying bird of some sort. A man with a whip. There's a lot of fear in the black community and the brown community. You know, when I say brown, some of you probably wonder, why does he bring up the brown? And why is it not all about blacks and whatever? Because I'm an Afro-Latino. That's why. Little personal note there. I'm a Latino. So I have to make acknowledgement towards my Latin brethrens. You know? That's why. There's a whip. So there's a fear. There's a fear of cops. We've seen the injustices. Many. Are you kidding me? You can't stay there. You cannot stay there. You cannot stay. You can't stay here. You can't stay here. You can't stay here. Yes, you have to move up because other people got to get through. This dude really doesn't know what they're doing. He really doesn't know what he's doing. Wow. Lost my thought. Bringing it back. Rewind. Racism. There's a lot of subtle ways about it that still exist. You know, I look at the show, the $1 million mansion, whatever, these guys that they sell $1 million worth of real estate. You ever look at the cast? It's not a black person. They'll never put a person of color to sell a $10 million brownstone. It'll never work. That to me is a racist act. I'm always amazed by that. That's not to take away from the shows that have cast members that are black in Atlanta, you know, that are doing well. Or maybe certain parts of California, but on a whole, you don't really see it. Then again, in all fairness, some people like to congregate and go to what they feel is comfortable. How do you combat racism? Can you combat racism? Can it be something that that you can discuss? Can it be? No, I don't think so. I think it's so ingrained in the American fabric of existence that it cannot be. It can't be. Even wording, black on black crime. You never hear white on white crime. You never hear white on white crime. But they need to profound it, to exploit it, to make it bigger than what it is. Do you know that within the black community, it's 98% crime, and in the white community, it's 92% crime, and in the white community, it is 88% crime. A 4% difference. But we don't really see that. We don't hear white on white crime. So even wording and imagery creates this animus towards a particular group. Send them back. That's what Trump said when he was talking about Alexandria Ocasio and the other two individuals in the Senate. Send them back. It's a rhetoric. That's a dog whistle phrase. Go back to where you came from. It's funny. You came from the same damn place, which was Europe. In the early part of the 1900s, you came over by steamboats and what have you. Seem to forget that. Dylan Ruth. For those of you who have forgotten, Dylan Ruth. He sat with 9 members of a church. Young man. Prayed with them and everything. Then he pulled out his Glock or what have you, 9mm, and he shot all 9 members. Elderly people, for the most part. Elderly people. Couldn't fight back. This young man, he searches for a neighborhood. It's predominantly black. And he goes on a warpath. Because he's got some rhetoric that he came across, and some imagery, and some wording, and individuals on certain channels that talk about things or minimize and marginalize a particular group in a subtle way, and then sometimes an overt way. Do you know, even to sell a house as a man of color, as a person of color, that's difficult. It was a couple, interracial couple. They had both of them in the photo, selling it to individuals. Couldn't do it. They had to change the photo, put a white family. A 43% hike to be able to sell that house. Even getting a mortgage or appraisal or something, that was even at a high percentage. I remember seeing on 2020, to show racism, on 2020, they had a car dealership sending a white guy, the price is, I don't know, $8,000. Sending the black guy, the price is $8,500. Sending the white guy, the price is $8,000. Literally. Charge him more. Don't let them come into certain neighborhoods. Don't this, don't that. Look at him with suspicion. Eric Gardner. Sandra Bland. I can't even remember names now. So many of them. George Floyd. One win. Yay. Racism in America. I don't think it can stop, family. I don't think so. I would hope and pray, but I don't think it's possible. I truly, deeply, undeniably do not think that it's possible. Charlottesville, tiki torches, guys walking around. We will not be erased. We will not be deleted. We will not be replaced. Ain't nobody trying to replace. We're trying to live. They're taking our jobs. We're trying to get a job. We're trying to do it. Hell, there are certain projects in many inner cities. Let's say like New York City. You have an organization called NYCHA. Because it's low income and because it's disenfranchised. We'll get to them. You have people who have rats, not mice, rats living with them. Calling, elevator broken, busted lights. Cannot remember the name of the, Akai Gurley, killed by a cop. What was his crime? All he was doing was coming down the stairs. Just going outside. Cops are doing what is called a sweep. They do it every few weeks or what have you. And he was killed because they saw a black man and they were afraid. For many people, it's not the fear of the color, it's the fear of the mind. And that's the truth. Why? Because we have still been here all these years, because we have persevered and continue to persevere and exist. We're not going anyplace. That's a problem for a lot of people. It's a serious problem. And then when you have people of political power marginalize, demonize, castrate. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean it. When you have clothing companies, the coolest monkey in the jungle, picture of a little kid, H&M, I think it was, or Fendi, clothing material, and the tie material, I guess it was supposed to be some kind of tie material, is a noose. That shit don't make no sense. That shit don't make no sense. Oh, we're sorry. We didn't. Come on. You have millions of dollars of research on marketing. Millions of dollars of research on marketing. And you mean to tell me that it was an oversight? Propaganda promoted. Constantly. Propaganda promoted. I don't give a shit if it's left wing or right wing. It's all of them. this stupid ass Senate leader, I forget what her name, the Buffalo King killings were promoted by the Democratic left wing. It was promoted by the government. Come on, man. When you cannot even recognize that it's because of the rhetoric that you just spewed, you're gonna blame it on something else. And she doubled down. That's the funny thing. She doubled down. She goes, I will not change my stance. YouTube has a video, PTA, Latin man speaking about, the problems in the school and whatever. And one of the parents said, well, then why don't you go back to where you came from? The whole auditorium was like, oh. And they were like, don't you see, dumbass? That's exactly what it is. Oh, well, if he's complaining, come on, man. And of course, a lot of people, yeah, but what about the crime what about the crime in Chicago? What about that? What about nobody says anything about that? No. Here's the difference. This is the truth. Not to bash white people. This is the truth. We don't go hunting for whites. It's as simple as that. We just don't. And if so, because I'm sure someone's going to dredge up, what about Colin Ferguson in New York City in 1990-something, 1999 or 2000, when he killed a couple people on the Long Island Railroad? 10-1. 10-1. We don't go hunting. Well, what about when there's white on black crime, black on white crime? Even that, it's not like we're hunting. And when I say we're talking about the black community. Hunting for whites. It's not that. It just so happened that the person, oh look, this is a white girl. It's just an acknowledgement of the color of the person that is. Mind you, family, if I'm wrong with anything I'm saying, I'm open to be corrected. This is more emotion that is speaking, more hurt. Because again, it's one thing when you hear about this and whenever I saw the video. Oof. From a distance, it looks like a video game. Initially, when you look at it deeper, it's catastrophe. It's chaos. It's pure evil. Pure. But that's the difference. Now, if you want to say bunch of whites that are affluent that have been targeted, carjackings, house break-ins, yeah, possibly so. There are people of the mind and be like, well, they got the money, we're gonna go over there. I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite, sit here and be a hypocrite and be like, well, what about that? But there is rare, if any, targeting of whites to go into a white neighborhood and target and kill. There is purely non-existence to a degree. Racist act. Man gets pulled over, woman gets pulled over, they end up dead. Pulled over a traffic stop. They end up dead. This man was armed, shooting, an active shooter. He came out unharmed. Not that I'm wishing him death. Disclaimer, I'm not wishing anything bad on any white person, and I'm not wishing anything bad on this young man. And I say this young man, and even though he is scum and he is evil and he is dirt, but he's still God's child. Just a fallen angel. But he was unharmed. Man had a pack of cigarettes. And there was word that, they were laced, whatever. He ended up dead. Active shooter. I don't know if it was Dylan Ruth. I think it was Dylan Ruth. The young man that killed the 9 members of a black church literally went into that neighborhood, sought these people out, sat with them for about an hour, and blew their heads off, one by one, 9 people. Final moments of their life. I'm sure some of them were like, God forgive this young man, for he does not know what he's doing. Sought it out, went in there, looked. That's the difference, family. It's rare that you find anything like that. That's not our MO. This promotes more segregation. This promotes more animus between the cultures. This promotes it. The tiki torch things. There's a lot of talk on social media laced with alpha this and white supremacy that and less than women. It all combines and it all crashes. So he goes in protective custody. Right? He goes in protective custody. He'll eventually end up with a group. But even in the movie American X, he'll be somebody's bitch. Clean their drawers. They'll herald him. Sure. White supremacists will herald him. So he'll be somebody's bitch. You know. And if he doesn't, all that rhetoric and all that stuff is going to go out the window. And even in the movie American X, Edward Norton, hardcore racist, had the swastika on his chest and everything. Looks at some of the whites that were there and doing drug deals. You doing business with these blacks? Why? Because business is business. So all that rhetoric out the damn window. All of it. All of it. How many individuals who have been with the KKK or some white supremacy have left and go, it's bullshit. All of it. It's all of it. There's a gentleman, Daryl. I think it's Daryl Davis. No, it's not Daryl. Maybe Daryl Davis. He's a musician. He has converted 200 members of the KKK, directly or indirectly. He just said, we need to all get along. Met with the Grand Wizard in a hotel room. He had his assistant. Grand Wizard came in with his bodyguard, Night Hawk, something like that. A tray of ice fell. Everybody jumped, And they continued to meet. Then eventually there was no assistant. Then eventually there was no bodyguard. And they started to visit each other's their homes. And they came to see him play. And when he denounced that white supremacist attitude, I remember I saw the clip. He said, this man has more integrity and more of good morals than all of you have in here. He took off his robe. True story. Man still lives today, still converting, still believing in pulling the hate out. Pulling it out because it's stupid. It's stupid. It's evil. And it's fueled. The Jedi mind trick family is for the government and for the powers that be to be the echelons of society, to be up there and to move the pieces so that they create the divide. That's how we keep them in line, family. That's what they think. That's how we keep them in line. Because they'll always come to us for backing. And we'll control the NCAA. And we'll give them some money. And we'll say, yeah, we're going to help and there's going to be reform and whatever. People say, oh, the cops are racist. No. It's the whole machine, family. It's the whole effing machine. The whole machine is effed up. All of it. Legal, medical, housing, social, political, financial. It's all rigged to create this. There are some people that are just born with hatred. And then there are those that they think that these ideologies that they come across is the right answer. Never forgot I don't know if a grand wizard, but big guy, some white supremacist organization somewhere in the middle of West Bubba F, right? And he went on, I forget what show. I can't remember the name. I'm trying to think. I forget which. I meant Jerry Springer. I don't know, one of those shows. They did DNA tests on him. And he had 1% of some kind of Africanness in his thing. No. Did it again. No. Went back home, flew back home. His house was bombed. All those years pushing the agenda. White supremacist, white this, white that. And so people turned on him in the end. Funny thing though, this is the kicker. This right here is the godfather of existence. That's the funny thing. Science have proven that the first man on this planet was a man of color. Time and time again. Or the first woman. I can't remember which one came first. Besides the biblical reference. The birthing of a nation comes from a man of color. The birthing of a nation. And when I say man, it's inclusive of a woman too. That's the whole irony of it. And through evolution and time and the moving of individuals across different parts of the world, the hair receded, the skin got light to adjust to the climate, the eyes changed. Even in the Bible, he was a man of woolly hair and dark feet. China has the Sphinx, tiger-looking in things that sit in palatial estates or museums. And if you look at it, it has the body of a lion and that of a face of an individual with slanted eyes, thick lips, and thick nose. Genghis Khan, Asian and black, or black and Asian. Can racism ever stop? I don't think it can. And that's sad. Because you have powers that be that are pushing that agenda. Constantly. Throwing it down your throats. Throwing it down your throats. Creating a divide. How do you control the people? Let them fight within themselves. And then when they come for help, you're able to cultivate them. That's the trueness of power. That's the true power. The one thing that Trump did have, I'll give him this. There were a lot of truths that he was unearthing. When he spoke when he spewed his rhetoric and his foolishness, that was a truth. A hard pill to swallow, but it was a truth. I give him that much. He didn't give it that. There's a YouTube channel called Soft White Underbelly. There's a young man there Grand Wizard, I forgot what state. He's big. Dude is big. And why would this bus driver do a prick move like this? And he said, Trump, I don't really like the dude. He talks too effing much. Funny though, this man's got he's an oxymoron, this guy, because he had a black nanny, but he don't hate nobody. But he's a white separatist. But then at the end of the video clip, he goes, "Yeah, I'll kill all them damn niggas." Karens. Why do Karen exist? It's a racist existence. Where are you going? What are you doing? Where are you coming from? What do you see black people do that? I saw that comedically. Not in a comedy skit, but I saw a black woman pull up. There was some white kids, little kids, 8, 9, 7, 6, whatever, selling lemonade. You guys have a license? What are you doing? Are you supposed to be out here? They were little kids. They didn't know. And she laughed. She goes, "I'm just joking with you guys." But she was showing. You see the foolishness? Where are you going? What, do you belong here? Are you supposed to be barbecuing here? You know, you're not supposed to be selling water. Like, come on. That's what Karen is a racist. The whole existence of Karen is a racist. Is a racist existence. Just recently, sheriff and his wife, she's a deputy. This black man, he groped me. He bumped into her. Video shows he bumped into her. They still arrested him. Now he's got to fight for his right to. Come on, dude, make the light, man. He's got to fight for his right to clear his name and to take charges that are bogus. And the sheriff wasn't even part of that township. He was transporting a perpetrator in his own private van. What kind of crap is that? But instead of just, we're going to try to fix this out, they still arrested the man. Let me stop this. I hate that song. I don't even know what he's saying. I don't think it can end, family. I don't think it can end. There's too much. A teacher told a classroom, one particular kid was bullied. Parents kept going, parents kept talking to the school board. Didn't do anything. Then the kid fought back or something. You need to stop because you people are below us. A teacher, an educator. Young kid, 9 years old, goes with a whip, banging on the door, telling what little tiny little black girl to come out. Move your car to come out with a whip. Mother sticks her head out. You come over here, I'll see what happened. You get the hell out of here. Get out of here. Father goes to confront the father of the child with the whip. Argument ensues. Instead of the man saying, "I'll talk to my son," this, that, and whatever, he's got a gun behind his back. The father's like, what? The black father, what? Look what your kid is doing. And they say, you need that gun, whatever. No, I'll square up with you. I'll square up. Then when he puts the gun down, the white father. When the black father comes, he picks it back up, but he accidentally shoots it in the grass or whatever. Instead of trying to address a situation that is out of hand, that is racist, that was evidently taught, he's going to pull out his gun because he's afraid. Now he's going to be going to victim mode. Karen fought Becky because Karen goes on the lawn of a neighbor because she had a Black Lives Matter. You get that out of here. You move that from here. Neighbor, all white. You mind your business. They want to put this up, they put this up. Racism. Instead of trying to mind your damn business and trying to address a situation that is out of hand, you try to sidestep it and come up with, well, all lives matter. Well, if all lives matter, black lives is a subset of all lives, so why can't you acknowledge that? Why? Oh man, Delroy Lindo, fantastic actor, on a show, talk show, morning show. Guy says, why do you guys call each other, the N-word? And he looked at him like, so you want to say it, don't you? No, I'm just curious. Yeah, I think you want to say it. Let's go ahead, say it. No, is that, go ahead, say it. Go ahead, say it. And he kept egging him on. It's a stupid question. But to answer it, and I know there are those that are going to say, well, it shouldn't be used at all. Well, we live in a world where it is what it is. Sometimes. No need to question it. It's because we embrace the I'll just say the fuckery of it. To not give it that strength that it was created to be, that it was created to become. That's really it in a nutshell. One of my longest videos, because there's a lot of pain and there's a lot of hurt with this. Racism can't stop, family. But what can help is that we do come to try to work with each other and try to see our differences and work within that and accept that. Not follow a doctrine that's as old as dirt, that does nobody any good. It just creates a divide. I know I may seem like I'm a little all over the place with this, and I am a bit, because this one's a tough one. Anyway, family, give thanks and praise that we are 6 feet above ground and not below, and that those in our inner circle are in the same vein. Thank you for watching. Thank you for putting the time and effort. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And whatever you do today, family, just be safe. It's really in a nutshell. Just be safe. It's sad and it's hurtful and it's painful what's going on out there. Try to be better than those that follow this doctrine. Don't follow it. Be a better version of that. Take care, family. Okay, it's not stopping.